everyone, my name is Chase Harrigus, and this is my personal learning summary for Educational Technology and Media 300. Some of the major areas that I feel I learned the most in were coding, digital citizenship, artificial intelligence, and blogging. Coding was a really new subject for me. I've never really had much interest in it except for having friends in computer science. Through this class, I was able to learn more about the basics of coding, what it's used for in everyday life, the career opportunities, and the benefits that coding has for kids. I played around with the Hour of Code website and had a lot of fun, and I think that more kids should have the opportunity to code. I was able to relate what I learned about coding to a TED Talk that I've seen multiple times called Teach Girls Bravery, Not Perfection, and it's about the benefits that coding has for girls specifically. Digital citizenship was a new word for me. I've heard some of the related terms before, but the word itself was new. The information regarding digital law was new for me as well, and I took a lot out of that lecture specifically because I hope to teach high school health. I think it is so important to teach our students about digital citizenship and digital law, especially in high school when they are approaching adulthood, and I think teaching them aspects of digital law such as Bill C-13 could integrate really well with health classes. Artificial intelligence was something that I've always been hesitant about, but I'm grateful that I was able to learn more about it through this class. I feel like I have a much better understanding of what it is, what it's used for in different settings such as healthcare, education, generating media, etc. And I was able to look at it more of the pros and cons and specifically how it could be used to make our lives easier and also more difficult as educators. Blogging was something I had never done before, but I've come to really enjoy it and I'm a little sad that it's coming to an end. The style of writing was really fun, and it was a change from the typical formal university essay that I've been used to. I really enjoyed getting creative with it, such as trying to come up with clever and catchy titles, and I was able to find a lot of really useful online tools that I would not have come across if not for this class. Lastly, I think this class allowed for the opportunity to build connections with my peers in a new way. I don't know if I've had more than 2 conversations over Zoom with the same person, but there are multiple people in this class that I feel I was able to foster a really friendly acquaintanceship through with this blogging and commenting on each other's posts. I did feel as though I had some challenges or perhaps experienced a bit of cognitive dissonance, which I think is a really important part of embracing the learning experience. I've made it pretty clear in class and through my blog posts that I've been fairly skeptical when it comes to AI. I think it obviously has the tendency to have bias from its data and produce misinformation or perpetuate stereotypes. I think that the future of AI is really scary to me, and I think it will affect academic integrity in a really unclear way, which is really concerning as an educator. I will say that I have come to embrace several aspects of AI, which we will get to in a second. Another thing that I had difficulty with was the SAMR model. I found it really difficult to come up with technological uses that reached the redefinition level, and I think I realized that even though I am from a younger generation, I might be a little bit more traditional than I thought when it comes to teaching. I think that whatever works for you and your class is best, and I think that the SAMR model should be used sort of case by case. I do see its potential to help enhance the use of technology in the classroom. I just can't see myself reaching redefinition or sometimes even modification in every use. The last challenge that I had was realizing I have some really horrendous daily technology habits. Since the shock of realizing how much unproductive time I spend on my phone, I've set screen time limits for myself. These reminders have helped me make better and more productive decisions for when it comes to how I spend my time. For example, instead of sitting and watching a YouTube video, I've started to walk on the treadmill and watch YouTube, or put a podcast on and go for a walk outside. I've also started reading more and calling my friends and family instead of texting. I think my favorite part of this class was being able to learn about so many new tools and resources that I can use in my daily life and in my career as an educator. I've started using Chrome extensions such as the YouTube transcript extension, the Read Aloud extension, and the AdBlock extension, and I've learned about other extensions that can help with accessibility and accommodations for my students. To my surprise, I've also found many AI tools that I can definitely see myself using. Magic School AI is something I really enjoyed playing around with, and I can definitely see myself using the Jeopardy game review generator, the Make It Relevant generator. I learned a lot about digital citizenship and how I can go about teaching it in my own classroom. For me, this will likely be focusing on online identity, digital literacy, and digital law. Canva is another really great tool that I will absolutely be using as an educator. It makes my life so much easier in so many different ways, and there's so many uses that I would love to use it for. Lastly, I've learned a lot about how I can use technology and online sources to create different types of assignments and projects. Having the students learn to code, or make their own blogs, or find fake news about biology or health concepts, for my classes specifically, or giving them the freedom to get creative with technology for their assignments. Most of the questions that have come up for me are around AI, teaching in general, and everything in between. How will AI change education? Will it make it easier or more difficult? Is using AI as an educator hypocritical if I don't allow my students to use it? And how will my digital footprint affect my career? These are all examples of questions that I've come up with over the semester.